Hey, wrestling fans, F and True followers, and members of the YWC. Brian Crazy here, F and True Wrestling. Back at you with this week's SmackDown results for August 26, 2011. If you guys don't want to know what's going to happen on the show before it airs, please turn this video off now. So let's jump right into it. Bret Hart enters the ring, and he is announced as the guest general manager of SmackDown for the evening. He speaks about the live SmackDown, Super SmackDown next Tuesday, and says that he's responsible for it. Sure you are, Bret. He said Mark Henry versus Randy Orton will take place on that show. Out came Christian, who said it was not his fault for losing at SummerSlam. He blamed Edge and said he could not concentrate during the SummerSlam match. Christian wants his rematch Tuesday on the live Super SmackDown. Bret Hart tells Christian to stop being a crybaby. He says it's an embarrassment to the WWE Universe and to Canada. He goes on to say Christian needs to work his way back up from the bottom. Christian called Bret Hart an embarrassment, and he says he's the only relevant Canadian. Christian presented a court order to Bret that says he gets his rematch before anyone else gets a title shot, and Bret Hart gives in and gives it to him for next Tuesday on Super SmackDown. It will be in a steel cage. Mark Henry then comes out and says he's been here 15 years, and he says this is disrespect that Christian's going to get his shot before the shot that he earned. He's trying to bully Bret around. Sheamus comes out, and Sheamus goes into a story about his uncle castrated the Black Bull and how he's going to do the same to Mark Henry. Sheamus then clears Mark Henry from the ring. In our first match of the night, we see Christian defeat Daniel Bryan via kill switch. Then we see Wade Barrett come out for a match against a local wrestler. He said he was responsible for the attacks on John Cena, others, and responsible for the Nexus. He shook the WWE to its very core. Pun on the core. He says there was no way he'll face this guy. It'll be embarrassment for him, and he just walks off and leaves. That's it. That's the whole angle. Then we see Sin Cara defeat Heath Slater. We see Randy Orton defeat Ted DiBiase. Post-match, Cody Rhodes attacks DiBiase and leaves a bag on his head. Is this the end of their alliance? I guess we'll find out next week. Then we see Kelly defeat Tamina via her new finisher. Then we see Jinder Mahal and the Great Khali backstage. Randy Orton versus Christian in a cage was officially advertised for the Super SmackDown. They ran a little promo segment that they must have made up either pre-show or after the Blockbuster announcement. Then we go into Ezekiel Jackson. He defeats the Great Khali. Sin Cara defeated Heath Slater. This was a reshoot of the match that they shot earlier in the night. I guess the backstage officials really didn't like how the match came off, so they decided to reshoot it. That is the greatest thing about it's a live audience, but it's not a live show. It's shown on tape delay. So they can make the product look as good as they want, and it also helps developmental talent. You got Sin Cara, who's not being played by Haniko, who is a FCW developmental wrestler, and, he's still getting used to the character, used to probably a whole different moveset. I doubt the guy wrestled just like Sin Cara. And, if the guy makes a mistake, they can kind of just correct it out. I prefer live wrestling. That's just me. But, especially at these tapings, very interesting how it goes down. If you guys haven't seen one, check it out. And then in the main event, we see Sheamus defeat Mark Henry by countout. He threw Henry right through the announcer's table. So it sounds like a pretty dang good night on SmackDown. It sounds like it was packed with action. It sounds like the guys in the arena actually got a special treat. I mean, I'm not trying to toot these guys' horn, even though you guys know I do love wrestling, but seeing the WWE live is amazing. Seeing TNA live gives you different perks, but seeing WWE live is like no other. So, guys, for F and True Wrestling, Brian Crazy, and I'll catch you later.